A reaction from the business community to President Cyril Ramaphosa's address. Business Leadership South Africa CEO Busisiwe Mavuso joins us via Skype. Thank you very much for coming through this evening and joining us. 500 billion rand. That, to put it in perspective, is 1/4 of our total budget for 2021. It is an astonishingly large amount. A lot of it will be borrowed. Is it the right thing to do right now for our economy and for the people of our country and for businesses?
It absolutely is the last thing to do. Thank you very much for inviting us. I think what we've been saying all along is that the monetary policy of the country has done particularly well in terms of trying to assist the economy in this difficult time of distress. There's been 200 basis points that have been cut from the repo rate, but the element that has been lacking all along has been the fiscal policy. And I think this is government's way of trying to assist from a fiscal perspective. I like the forecast that this stimulus package is actually on health. It is on the disadvantaged. It is on jobs. It is on local production, all necessary things that are actually required to stimulate our economy. At the center of the stimulus package, you will see that the intention is to ensure that we save jobs and we therefore put money in people's hands. Because if you don't have disposable income, then unfortunately, you are actually affecting the circular flow of income in the economy. You are not going to be able to restart the economy, if people don't have disposable income. So you can see that the packages that have been announced are really designed to ensure that businesses have got cash flows. They are designed to ensure that we protect the jobs that we have in this country. They are designed to ensure that those that are unemployed have, money to be able to continue to procure, so that then our economy is actually restored. I must actually commend government, on their decisiveness, on their, I think, forward-looking, response, in terms of trying to assist in this difficult time in our country.
And of course, putting money in the pockets of people who have absolutely nothing, it is not only the right thing to do to stop people from starving to death, but also, as you say, it's going to stimulate our economy because people will be out and people will be able to buy food. But at what cost? We know that the IMF is being approached, the World Bank, the African Development Bank, the BRICS Bank. There's going to be a cost to our economy surely down the line, don't you think?
I actually like that openness. I like the fact that everything is an option and everyone is an option at the moment. I was listening to reports a few weeks back where Labour in particular was saying that going to the IMF is actually shouldn't be considered by the country. But I guess in terms of where we find ourselves as an economy, where we literally have our backs against the wall, I don't think that we're actually in a position to can say what form of assistance are we going to accept and what form are we not going to accept. Because let's agree that as we go to these negotiation tables with the funders, we are not going to negotiate as equals. Especially, having been downgraded to risk or to junk status as a country, our options are therefore limited. So I think we're going to have to therefore ensure that we look at all the available options. I liked what the president said, I think, about the phase 3, which it did not unpack, to say that the economic strategy of this country is going to ensure that we overhaul the SOE. It's going to ensure that we accelerate the structural reforms that we've been talking about. Now, that is the language that we've been wanting to hear for the past 2 years, and definitely finding ourselves in this economic crisis. I don't think that we actually have any other choice, but to ensure that we knock on every door that is willing to have a conversation with South Africa, and we definitely, start implementing those structural reforms, because our economic reform agenda, central to it is going to be the structural reform. We don't have any other choice.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming through to us this evening. That is Busisiwe Mavuso, CEO of Business Leadership South Africa.